Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you all for joining us here today. As everybody knows, we have severe winter weather headed our way, and a winter storm warning is in effect for the entire Louisville area. I'm going to share some of the latest predictions from the National Weather Service. As of a couple of hours ago, we are staying in very close contact with the National Weather Service, getting a briefing in a couple of hours from now as well, and we'll continue to update the community on what we learn. Obviously, a lot of meteorologists are making a lot of different predictions. Here is what I can tell you directly from the National Weather Service as of a few hours ago. Right now, there is a 75% chance that we receive more than 8 inches of snow in Louisville over the weekend. There's a 35% chance that we receive more than 15 inches of snow in Louisville over the weekend. We have not seen that much snow in Louisville that quickly since 1994. So we are prepared for significant snowfall this weekend. The chances for ice appear to be decreasing over the past couple of days, but it's still early. In terms of the timing of when this snowfall is expected to arrive, again, the times are shifting. Right now, it appears that the snowfall is expected to start relatively early to mid Saturday afternoon and continue into late Sunday evening, possibly even longer. We will continue to provide the latest information on the timing as well as we know it. And unfortunately, this weather event does not end when the precipitation ends because we are expecting extremely cold, freezing temperatures for the coming days after this weekend. In fact, single digits in the wind chills, even below zero after this precipitation. So whatever snow we get is likely to stick around for several days. So we wanted to get everyone together today before the snowfall arrives to let the community know what we've been doing to prepare for what we expect to be a historic winter storm. We have people all across the metro area that have been preparing, and I cannot stress enough that just as we've been preparing here at your city government, we need you all to get prepared as well. Today is the day to make sure that you have enough food for the coming days ahead. Today is the day, if you do not have access to food, please reach out to a local food pantry who can help you today. Make a plan for the coming days. Make a plan for the weekend, and we're advising people that once the snow starts to please stay off the roads and stay at home, stay somewhere safe. Today is a good day to reach out to your neighbors to make sure that they have a plan, that they're safe for the weekend as well, that they have what they need. If you have elderly or disabled neighbors, please see if they could use your help, whether it's shoveling driveway or just checking on them, or make sure that they have their medication for the weekend. Louisville, we always show up for one another. We've showed it time and time again over the past many years, and I'm confident that this likely historic snow event will be no different. So please be thinking ahead about how you can help a friend, a loved one, a neighbor who may be in need. So now let's get into some of our planning and what we've been planning here at Louisville Metro Government and how we're ready for the weather that's coming this weekend. Our Metro Snow Team has been incredibly hard at work preparing for this weather event, and they've been working round the clock for the past few days. Our snow team includes more than 200 employees from lots of different Metro government departments. Public Works, the Department of Transportation, and Solid Waste Management Services both contribute. All of our emergency services, including LMPD and the Louisville Fire Department. You'll hear from all of them here shortly. Louisville Parks and Recreation, Codes and Regulations, and Fleet Services all contribute to our Metro Snow Team. And I want to thank everyone on that team for the planning that's been done, getting their equipment ready so that we are in fact ready when the snow hits us this weekend. The governor and I have been in touch as well. The state is preparing because this weather event is going to hit more than just Jefferson County. This morning, as you all probably know, the governor declared a state of emergency for the entire Commonwealth of Kentucky. And just moments ago, I signed a declaration of state of emergency for Jefferson County as well. That will help us with procurement or any additional needs that we have as we're looking to keep the community safe during this weather event. Also earlier this morning convened a meeting of local elected officials, countywide elected officials, Metro Council people, state legislators, the state House, state Senate, representatives of our federal delegation, folks from our home rule cities across Jefferson County. We work in close partnership together on lots of different things. And extreme weather is one area at a time when we always come together closely to support one another, to help one another, to help each other. We're all part of one Louisville. To give you let's switch to roadways, because I know that will be on the top of everyone's minds, what's going to happen on our roads over the weekend and beyond. Louisville Metro government, we cover about 2,750 miles of roadway. We focus on the roads throughout the entire county that carry the most amount of traffic and are critical to connecting people to major employment areas, to key neighborhoods, schools, hospitals, and other medical facilities. Neighborhood streets and roads that are not included on our snow routes does not mean that those are not going to be plowed. There are many roads that are in other cities within Jefferson County, like J-Town or Anchorage or Middletown, that their home rule city provides those services. There are neighborhoods and homeowners associations that provide plowing services as well. So please check with either your neighborhood, with your home rule city as well, to understand who is responsible for treating and clearing your roads. We are going to share maps of what the Louisville snow routes look like. You can see them behind us right here. The blue are all of the snow routes across the entire city of Louisville that Louisville Metro government covers. Again, there are other roads that are plowed in Louisville. These are the ones that Louisville Metro government covers that are 2,750. And just behind Jody and Liz there in pink, those are what we call our emergency snow routes. Those emergency snow routes are the ones that we will plow first, and that we want to make sure we have available for emergency personnel. On these snow routes, our team has been brining those roads for about the past 48 hours. Hopefully people have seen the lines on the roads already in preparation. We will continue to do that until the snow arrives. There'll be a transition period when we start salting the roads, and then we will plow the roads as accumulation begins. Additionally, because of the likelihood of the serious nature and the significant amount of snowfall that we will be receiving this weekend, we have already engaged an additional contractor to add on top of our Louisville Metro Government Snow Team crew that will be working 24/7. So we have an additional 10 crews that are coming from a contractor. This is the same contractor that we used to help support our efforts when we had the flood cleanup last year, when we were able to recover in record time from the flood. We have brought them in to add more capacity to get the roads cleared quicker. Our teams are going to be working around the clock, continue to work around the clock, I should say, because they have been for the past 48 hours. But we want the community to know if as much snow comes as is projected, it will take some time for the roads to be clear, so please be patient. Check the maps. You can see we'll also update them as the roads do get clear. And one other important thing that you'll hear many of us mention and reiterate, and please, this is part of being a good neighbor. If you park your car on the street that's one of our snow routes, please move your car today or early tomorrow morning. Move it into a driveway. If you don't have a driveway, please ask a friend or a neighbor that might. Please try to find a safe spot where you can move your car off of the roadway so that our snow plows can get through, can do their job effectively, that they can be safe as well, and that we minimize damage. We're here in the Emergency Operations Center. As of tomorrow morning, we will activate the Emergency Operations Center, and we'll be manning it around the clock until the conclusion of this event. You'll hear from several folks during this press conference, and then, of course, we'll take questions from members of the media at the end. First, let me introduce Wes Sidnor. Wes is the Director of Public Works. He, Bill Bell at the Department of Transportation, and their entire team have been working round the clock for the past days to get ready for this. Wes?
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I want to say how proud I am of the snow team. These are dedicated individuals, and we have, as the mayor said, a 24/7 response to this event. It is going to be a long event, so I would ask that folks exhibit patience as we do our work. If you see one of the 50 trucks doing one of the 111 routes that we do on the snow map, just be aware of those facilities, be aware of those vehicles, give us plenty of space. And for you, as you, if you have to get out, we encourage you, first of all, if you can stay in, please stay in. If you have to get out, please give those vehicles space and give yourself plenty of time. We have a great plan in place. We're going to execute that plan and work through that until this event is over and we're done. As the mayor mentioned, please stay off the emergency routes. If you're on a snow route, please move your vehicle so we can do that work. All the information as stated is on the Louisville Metro webpage, and so please visit that for snow maps and routing there.
Thanks, Wes. Yep. Thanks, Wes. One other advantage of not having your car parked on a snow route is you will not be plowed in, which is incredibly annoying and difficult to shovel yourself out. And so there are lots of reasons why we are requesting that people remove their cars from the snow routes and don't park on the street. So please make plans to do that now. Our snow team members, all of them, have been working around the clock, and I just want to say thanks once to them. They are really focused on the safety of this community, and by moving your car, you can help support their safety as well as they do their job and keep our roads clear. Speaking of safety, we've got a colleague from Louisville Metro Police Department here as well. Officer Sanders is with us here today to give a little bit of an update on how LMPD is getting ready for the storm and some things to keep in mind over the coming days. Sergeant? Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Appreciate it. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Sergeant Matt Sanders with Louisville Metro Police Department's Public Information Office. Not much from LMPD right now, but a couple of things that I want to remind everybody is we want motorists to use extra caution. We want motorists to slow down. We're asking our officers to slow down as they respond to calls for service. So we're asking the public to do so as well. And please be patient with us. Once the snow rolls in, LMPD expects our response times to slow down significantly, maybe a little longer than usual to get the help that you need. If you have to travel, we're asking that you take it slow, leave plenty of room between you and other vehicles, and give yourself extra time to get where you're going. And that's if you absolutely have to travel. And then, like the mayor said earlier, please do not park on designated emergency snow route areas, which are listed on this pink map below. Our officers are going to be using those routes to get to calls for service. So we're asking that you do not park there. For a full list of the roadways dedicated on the emergency snow routes, we're going to be sharing those maps on LMPD's social media, and they're also on LouisvilleKY.gov's main page. There's an alert link at the top, which will reroute you to the mayor's resource page. It's everything snow related. And that's it for LMPD. Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you, Sergeant Sanders. In addition to LMPD that will be working around the clock, also Louisville Fire Department, along with EMS and all of our other emergency services, will continue to stay in operation around the clock through the duration of this event. Speaking of other emergency services and folks that will be working around the clock, as I just mentioned, Louisville Fire Department, Chief O'Neill is here to talk about some precautions that you and your families can take to make sure that you stay safe during this upcoming event. Chief O'Neill.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and a special thank you to all the firefighters that are going to be protecting the community this weekend. They're on call 24/7. Operationally, this doesn't change much for us. We're always prepared. That goes out as well to our brothers and sisters in County Fire. We all do the same job. We just do it in different neighborhoods. 3 things that we would like you to think about: hydrants, homes, and heat. When you're talking about hydrants, if you are out shoveling, and I hope there's some strong back teenagers that are planning on getting out, helping out their neighborhood and doing some shoveling of sidewalks and walkways, if there is a hydrant nearby, we ask you to please clear off around the hydrant. Is that your responsibility? Absolutely not. But we are all in this together, and you can really help out the community if you clear out those hydrants, which makes it easier for us to find them when we come and respond to an emergency. Homes. If you happen to have vacant structures, vacant homes in your neighborhood, please remain vigilant and keep an extra eye on them. We understand that our unhoused population is going to be trying to find shelters, and others will be speaking to that, but sometimes they will try to find that in vacant homes. Fires that get going in vacant structures oftentimes go undetected for a long period of time, and then they can impinge on the homes next door. So please keep an eye out so that you can call us if you need us. Heat. If you are concerned about your home being able to keep up with the heat, we ask you, please get out the extra blankets, get out the extra clothes. We advise do not use space heaters, but if you must, remember the word space. Make sure that they are not within 3 feet of anything combustible. Keep them away from your walls, your drapes, your furniture, your cats. We don't want any extra fires happening because of space heaters. And also, please make sure that they have been inspected and they're up to code. If you have not used your fireplace in many years, it has not been inspected, it hasn't been cleaned through the chimney, this weekend is not the time to break it out. We will make house calls, but we don't want to have to do that, please. Similarly, if you lose heat, if the power happens to go out and you lose heat, again, please do not try to use an oven, a stove, something like that to keep warm. Turn to those blankets, turn to the extra clothes that you have. Stay in smaller areas. But please stay safe, look out for one another, and again, we're all in this together. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. So remember, if the entire community, you just heard from 2 emergency responders, please remember that 911 is for emergencies. We don't want to overwhelm that system with folks that are checking on road conditions or non-emergencies. Typically, our Metro 311 is Monday through Friday, but we are going to have call takers for 311 on standby on Sunday to take non-emergency calls. So we have folks that are staged downtown to be ready for that. That is just part of our overall emergency preparations. And as I mentioned, the Emergency Operations Center will go live, that we're in today, will go live tomorrow morning. And overseeing that part of the operation is our Executive Director of Emergency Management Services, Jody Myman. Jody?
Thank you, Mayor. Like you said, we've been in preparation for this the entire week. We've been in touch with all of our public safety responders as well as our other partners throughout the community. You've heard a lot of what's going to go on during the incident, but what about before? And that's one of the biggest pieces in emergency response is the preparedness, and you have to do that now. There's several things to think about. If you've been warned to try to stay home if you can, but if you absolutely have to get out, build yourself a survival kit, for your car. Take some snacks, take some bottled water, charge your phone before you go. Make sure your gas tanks are full today. Let a family member know where you're going and before you leave, and then when you get there, so that they make sure that you get there safely and that you're not stranded on the side of the road and not able to get the help that you need. Build that safety kit as well for your home. Like Chief O'Neill mentioned about losing power. If you didn't make it to the grocery, make sure that you've got some type for at least 72 hours that you can survive inside your home with food and drink. With the heat loss as well, we want to always say exercise generator safety. If you have to use a generator, make sure you're not putting it in a garage. Make sure you're not using it. You're not using it near windows where the carbon monoxide can get inside the dwellings, because it does kill. Don't start your vehicles to warm them up inside your garage. Make sure you're moving them out so that carbon monoxide as well doesn't build up inside your garage. With the snow, there's also going to be a lot of cold that comes up behind it. So, there's going to be a lot of people, like you've heard, shoveling snow. One, make sure you know the difference, between hypothermia, and just some type of cold-related simple emergency that you might get into. So know the difference in that when you actually need to get out of the cold. Take breaks. There's going to be a lot of snow out there, so know the signs and symptoms of any heart-related issues that may come up while you're out there shoveling snow. So make sure you're taking breaks. And then, get in touch with us. Make sure you're signing up for Lens Alert to get those emergency communications. We rolled out just within the last 6 months our new one-stop shop app. It's called Lou Ready. You can download it for free on the App Store and Google as well, depending on what type of device you have. So go there. It's a one-stop shop about all the things that I've mentioned, everybody else up here has mentioned, and it's got a lot of links in there to a lot of the information that's been mentioned here. So make sure that you, as well as your families, are downloading our app. Thank you.
Thanks, Jody. If there are 2 things, and I know this is long, but we want to make sure the entire community has everything that we can think of to help everyone get prepared across the entire community. And we've got some more folks that are coming up, but let me just stop right there based on what Jody said. If there are 2 things that you can do to be prepared, One is move your car to help us off of the snow routes for the plows. And two is download the Lou Ready app that Jody was just talking about. It's an incredibly helpful app. You'll get lots of communications, not just during this upcoming snow event, but for the rest of time, because we use it for a lot of community-wide communication. Jody alluded to some things that may occur if the power goes out. We've been in constant communications with LG&E, who has also, like the city, been preparing for this significant snowfall. And so here from LG&E today is Liz Pratt, who's going to give an update on LG&E's preparations and some other tips. Liz?
Thank you, Mayor. As the mayor said, we have for many days been closely monitoring the forecast and coordinating with community and business partners, with our emergency management officials and fellow utilities. So as we talk about preparations and mobilizing and preparing for this storm, we have more than 1,000 restoration personnel positioned across the areas we serve. This is to help protect the public, to assess the damages, and if power outages occur, to restore service safely and as quickly as possible. We also have more than 40 crew centers in the areas we serve. And why that's important is we have resources and materials that can be strategically positioned in advance of the storm. This also gives us that ability to shift resources as needed during a restoration process. As many have mentioned today, weather and road conditions can potentially affect how quickly crews can access damaged areas. So we also encourage drivers, if you don't need to be on the road, please allow emergency personnel and utility crews that ability to travel safely. In addition to our restoration personnel, we also have many employees behind the scenes, and this includes our control centers, our public safety response team, who helps respond to reports of downed wires, and our customer service team, who are all there to support our customers and our communities. Now, we don't know exactly what this system has and what will unfold. However, just to help set expectations, in the event we do experience power outages, we have a power prioritization process that involves several different layers. While we are working to get power restored, what's important is that we will also use our ability to reroute power when we can from our control centers, coupled with automated technologies on our system that can help give us that ability to limit the number of customers who are affected. As part of our power prioritization process, we will focus first on public safety. We're responding to reports of downed wires, and we're also restoring service to critical services for our community, which could include hospitals, police stations, fire departments, and airports. Next, we are restoring service for as many customers as we can safely and as quickly as possible. And then we move to what's considered the heavy lifting of a power restoration process. This is when we are repairing damaged equipment. When possible, we will make temporary repairs to get power restored and allow time for longer repairs to take place. So we encourage customers, we ask, please, our focus is safety, safety for everyone involved. If you see a downed wire, please assume it's an energized power line and report it to us immediately. It is in times like these that our year-round system hardening and enhancement projects can have a tremendous impact. So we are, as we've mentioned many times, we're installing stronger poles and wires, more automated technologies that allow us to reroute power we can and quickly pinpoint the location of a power outage. And we're also clearing power lines of vegetation, which is a leading cause of power outages. In addition, we also just this week launched our proactive outage alerts, which are made possible through our communication system, and our more than 1 million advanced meters that we've installed for customers. What this means is we can now automatically notify customers by text or automated phone call when their power goes out. We can provide estimated restoration times once available and confirm when power is restored. we are encouraging all customers to make sure they have their current preferred contact information on file with their account. That information can be updated at any time by logging into their online account through our mobile app and by using our automated phone system. This service is in addition to our existing suite of outage reporting tools and tracking tools that we have for customers. And that includes outage texting, our interactive outage map, our mobile app that provides near real-time information. And all of this is made available to customers because we know how important it is to keep our customers informed and to restore service safely and as quickly as possible. So again, we appreciate our customers' continued patience as we await what this storm may unfold, and please continue to follow all the important information updates that are being made available. Thank you.
Thanks, Liz. Now, if you do lose power because of the weather, we're going to have our libraries open on Sunday. Our libraries will be open from 1 to 5 p.m. on Sunday. These are places that, in addition to getting books, which I encourage people today before the snow arrives, go check out some books for the weekend. You will likely have some time at home, and be a great way to get caught up on some wonderful reading. But over the weekend, the libraries will be open 1 to 5 on Sunday. That is a place, if you lose electricity and you need to go to stay warm and make a plan for the duration of the event or your power outage, if you need to charge a phone, you can go. The libraries are not shelters. They are simply a temporary place to go if you need to get warm and make a plan or charge your phone and check out books. We'll have other updates depending on what the weather is and everything that's coming. We'll have more information about places for Monday and Tuesday with the extreme cold over the weekend. Also, if we do have significant power outages, Jody and the team have been in close touch with the Red Cross, and if necessary, we'll be prepared to activate an emergency shelter. But again, we're waiting to see what happens before that happens. And finally, as I've been harping on, it is going to be extremely cold, not just this weekend, but in the days ahead. And so we do have white flag operations in place. And what that means is that participating shelters will welcome in anyone from the street that is looking for a shelter during the duration of this extreme weather situation. Also, just in the past week or so, we have certified 3 new churches who now have temporary shelter permits to operate as temporary shelters during white flag operations. You can get a list of all of those locations on our website or anything else, any other resources that we've been talking about today, as you've heard, at louisvilleky.gov. Also, our HEART team will be out this weekend all across the community, reaching out to homeless individuals and working with them to provide transportation and get them inside to local shelter. A couple final things before we open it up for questions. We've been in touch with Dan Mann and his team at the airport. If you have travel plans this weekend that involve Muhammad Ali International Airport, cancellations are likely. They are likely from sometime on Saturday through Sunday, depending on when the weather comes and how quickly it's coming down. The best bet is to stay in touch with your airlines. They will be the ones that are in charge of canceling flights. So even if the airfield remains open, the airline may be canceling flights. So please stay in touch with your airline directly, or you can visit flylouisville.com. We'll have more information from TARC as we get into this weekend. Jefferson County Public Schools is also monitoring this situation closely. I've been in touch with Dr. Yearwood. They will have announcements over the weekend as well once we see what happens. And again, please stay up to date with us for the latest information. Right now, we are just dealing with projections. They are subject to change. They always do change, and so we want to be prepared. We'll see what comes. Please stay in touch on any of our social media channels. Please stay informed through our local media partners that keep you informed. We will continue to keep the community informed as well. Both tomorrow and Sunday, we will have press conferences just like today at 2 p.m. on Saturday, 2 p.m. on Sunday. We encourage the community to tune in for the latest information. We'll provide everything that is on mind. Before we go to questions, just one final reminder to, again, check on your neighbors. This is a great opportunity to say a hello if you haven't said hi in a while, to make sure that everyone that you know and love and care for, your surrounding neighbors, that they're taken care of, that they have food, that they have their medication they need. Are there any other issues that you can help with? Please avoid staying off the roads. Please try to stay off the roads as best as possible over the coming weekend. Move your car if it is parked. If there are events that are scheduled over the weekend that you've been looking forward to or that you're scheduled to attend, please check directly with the event organizers as those times may be changed or events may be canceled. And again, please stay informed. We'll continue to keep you up to date on all of our social media channels, and we'll continue to keep you informed through the media as well over the weekend. Thank you all for hanging in there. I know this was a lot of information. It took a lot of time, but given the serious nature of these projections, we wanted to make sure we alert the community to all of the preparedness and what we are going to be doing over the weekend. And with that, all of us are happy to take any questions from members of the media.
Mayor Greenberg,
Yes.
you made the comparison to '94 right off the top, but the city's in a much different position to be prepared for this than it was, 30 years ago. Can you just talk about what's changed?
Well, a lot has changed. As a matter of fact, I spoke with Mayor Abramson over the past couple days, and he was giving me his recollections of what went well and what were some good learnings from 1994 and the city's response then. I think we have a great plan in place. We've activated additional contractors in addition to our team. A lot more people have four-wheel drive vehicles. Of course, we don't know the exact precipitation of what's going to come yet, so it's tough to make that comparison before it's happened. But I think we are in a better place than the city was in 1994, and we will be working nonstop to do our best to get everyone moving again as soon as the snow passes.
Public Works.
Yeah.
Based on the current forecast, it appears, tell me if I'm wrong, but it appears that there are some things in your favor. It's a cold, dry, powdery snow. It's over 2 days, it's on a weekend. Does that allow your crews to keep up with the snow and perhaps get more of it off the streets before traffic comes back in?
Yeah, so the question was,
Repeat the question.
yeah, the question was about the timing of the snow, whether that provides advantages. It's over the weekend. So yes, having fewer vehicles on the road than a normal workday does provide an advantage. A lot of the response will be based on, the intensity and, how quickly some of that snow falls. So we'll have to be nimble. We have a great plan in place. We have great people. As the mayor said, Metro has made big investments even over the last year in terms of equipment and training and the planning for it, but we still have to be nimble based on how precipitation falls and where hot spots are. But yeah, we're hoping that it being on a weekend does provide some advantages, but this will be a long-term, if we get significant snowfall, this will be a long-term event.
Just to add to that real quickly, some of the predictions show the snowfall could be coming down at a rate of 1 inch an hour. At that point, that's incredibly quick. It's tough to keep up with. And so as the community has seen before, sometimes roads are cleared. We've got to go clear them again just because the snow is coming down so fast. And just to also echo what Wes said, when I first became mayor, the city, for some reason, had stopped brining. As you've seen, hopefully on the streets, we are now doing a significant amount of brining. We hope that helps. We have other equipment that we've ordered for our snow plows, improving the quality of their blades, improving the way that we disperse salt. So there's a lot of improvements that have been made.
Mayor, is it possible?
Yes. Yes.
Is the Metro getting support or any resources or just been in communication with the federal government ahead of the storm? And do you anticipate needing federal resources after it happens?
The question was about, have we been in touch with the federal government prior to the storm, and do we anticipate needing federal resources? That is part of the reason why we declared the state of emergency, why Governor Beshear declared a statewide state of emergency this morning, and why I declared one for the county today. We will be collecting all of our expenses related to the storm. If there are reimbursement opportunities, we will certainly be taking care of those. We've also been in the federal folks that we've been in touch with are representatives of our congressional delegation from Senator McConnell and Senator Paul's office, as well as Congressman McGarvey's office. We've been in contact with all of them. They have offered whatever support is available that they can help us with through the federal government if and as needed. At this point in time, we expect to be working much more closely with the state and the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet in our response. However, we know we've got great partners in our congressional delegation that we will use if necessary to access federal resources.
Until secondary or the priority roads are clear.
So the question was about the prioritization of roads. So again, our priority of roads are the emergency snow routes first, which are in pink and are on our website. And then following that are the remainder of our snow routes. Those are the routes that Louisville Metro government intends to clear. Again, there are additional roads beyond that that will be plowed by other cities within Jefferson County, by homeowners associations, by private individuals or businesses as well. We're going to continue to assess the situation, what it's looking on roads that have not been plowed, depending on how much we get, what the temperatures are, and that will impact whether the map expands from what is currently shown and what we're telling the community. We will definitely be plowing throughout the snow event.
Will Louisville Police and Fire be prioritizing those runs?
Well, the question was, will Louisville Police and Fire be prioritizing the runs? Yes, there is a prioritization approach. It depends on the weather at some point, depending on how much we get. For example, if there are non-injury accidents, the response time may be impacted, if at all, on that. I don't know if Chief or Sergeant would say, but I mean, of course, the serious natures, we're prepared to operate 24/7, 365, regardless of the weather conditions. So if there are significant events like fire, the fire department will respond. If there are significant public safety issues, LMPD is prepared to respond.
Wes, this might be a good one for you. One of our meteorologists this morning was worried about the sunshine, maybe melting some of that snow, and then was worried a little bit about the refreeze on like Monday and Tuesday. Is Public Works prepared to handle that?
Yeah, so the question was about treating roadways, melting and refreezing. So one of the things that we're looking at as we get into the operational decisions that we're making, there will be sort of active decision making on what kind of treatment we're going to apply. We're also adding some additives to the salt. We did that for some of the brining as well. That will lower that working temperature because we do have some very, very cold weather coming in, and so that can create challenges. So we are aware of that. We're going to, depending on the conditions, we'll be making adjustments to, tactically how we're operating some of the equipment to deal with it. But yeah, that is definitely a concern that we are aware of and planning on.
Is there anything y'all picked up in December that you think is really going to be helping out this month?
Well, first of all, as the mayor said, we're doing more brining this year than maybe all years in recent history combined. And so we're hoping that you've probably seen the brine routes and brine on the road, those lines. That's a salt and water mixture. And what that does is it helps, especially on the first wave of snow, helps keep that road, the snow and ice or whatever in this situation, snow, from adhering to the concrete or to the pavement. And so that what that allows us to do is gives a head start on that. And so that's a major change, as well as some of the equipment. Like I said, there are upgrades that the mayor and Metro have invested in that we have upgraded over previous years, and so we're already seeing the benefits of that.
We also have some new truck. One second. We also have some newer trucks that we've purchased over the past couple years, which is incredibly helpful because even if you have a truck, if it's old and it breaks down, that's not helpful. That means it's not out plowing a road. So having newer vehicles has also been helpful. Yes, sir.
Other than keeping your cars off the snow routes, checking the hydrants, what can everyday citizens in Louisville do to help the city? One, and two, if there are people who are truly concerned about having their pantry stocked enough to get through the weekend, what do they do? Is there someone they can call?
Yeah, so good questions. The question was about what can folks do to help out, and if they are concerned about food, what can they do? Well, today would be a good day if you are concerned about food for the weekend. Please reach out to a local food pantry. Dare to Care comes to mind as one of the organizations that does a great job helping to support our community as well as the area community ministries. So please reach out to Dare to Care or the area community ministries. You can get some of that information, again, on our website at louisvilleky.gov, or you can call 311 and they can provide that information to you as well about how to access a local pantry. You know, in terms of helping out, as we've said, there are several things that can be done. The first thing is if you have a car that's parked on a road, which is a snow route, please move it. If you know folks that may not be equipped to handle the extreme weather that's coming, particularly if there are power outages or that they might need transportation for an emergency, please reach out and see how you can help. Reach out to others that are loved ones. I know folks in my office and my team are volunteering tomorrow morning with Meals on Wheels, that we're going to be getting shelf-stable food to some seniors that rely on food delivery so that they have enough food to get through several days of this weather event. But a lot of people can help in that way if there are people in your life that you think might need a little bit of assistance.
Mayor, in 1994, the interstates were shut down, and people had to be rescued from their cars. Have you spoken with the state cabinet to get any sort of reassurance that that's not going to happen in this area this time?
So the question was about in 1994, the interstates were shut down. And yes, we have been in close touch with Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. They are well prepared, just as we've been planning. They have been preparing as well. And so we expect our highways to stay and interstates to stay in operation. You've seen their work over the past year or so with the highways. And so we hope and expect that they will get all of their routes clear. And then if we need their assistance for additional routes in Jefferson County, we're not going to be bashful about asking for that assistance. But again, you know, all of this is dependent on what comes our way. So that's why we're going to continue to keep everybody closely informed. Anything else? All right, again, we will keep everyone informed through social media. We will definitely, at a minimum, have briefings tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday at 2 p.m. here at the Emergency Operations Center. And just in conclusion to the entire community, please stay safe this weekend. Stay warm, stay informed, and reach out to help other neighbors. Thank you all so much, and we will get through this together.